So I have a spooky story for you, except this one's unique because it comes from you guys, the viewers. Now this one is a special exception because this one is going to require the help of our audience. In this story, you'll find that there are some freaky things going on in this story, and our submitter would like your help. But as usual, please keep it cute in my comments because these are somebody's real experiences. And as usual, the submitters will be kept anonymous and I've been given permission to share. So let's go ahead and get into it. Our story opens up pretty ominously. It starts off like this. I haven't breathed a word of this to anyone. I feel like I'm going crazy, but I know I'm completely sane. However, if I tell people close to me, I'm afraid they'll think something is wrong with me, and what I'm dealing with is enough without adding to the equation. So here it is. I haven't told my teenager why we've been having family sleepover movie nights almost every night this week. I haven't told my 5-year-old why we aren't playing in the backyard after 4 p.m. anymore. Living out here in the woods, you get used to the strange sounds of the Michigan winter. The trees cracking in the frost, the wind howling through the leaves, but this is different. This isn't wind. It started about a week ago. I was in the kitchen late at night, just enjoying the silence after the boys finally went down, when I heard a soft, rhythmic tapping on the glass of a sliding door. Tap, 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 tap. It was the exact cadence my dad used to use when he'd knock on my bedroom door to wake me up for a drink of tea before he left for work. It made my heart ache for a second, just a pure reflexive memory. But my dad has been gone since I was 10. Now I looked out into the yard and the motion light kicked on. There was nothing there but snow. But then I saw the footprints. They weren't coming towards the house. They were already there, circling the perimeter in deep, heavy indents as if something incredibly heavy had been pacing outside the glass for hours. I brushed it off. It's dark and maybe I'm seeing things. Plus, I honestly didn't want to go outside and check and leave the boys inside. I don't blame you. The next night, though, I was tucked into bed when I heard a voice through the baby monitor in my youngest son's room. It was a woman's voice, soft and melodic. She was humming a lullaby, the specific off-key version of Twinkle Twinkle my mom used to sing to me before she passed when I was 12. It was beautiful for a heartbeat, and then the terror set in. My boys had never heard that song. I'd never sung it to them. It was a memory I kept locked away in a box. I ran to his room, but he was fast asleep. The room was freezing, though, like someone had left a window wide open, even though the window was shut and everything was locked. My son stirred in his sleep and whispered, "The tall man says they're trying to keep the bad thing out, Mommy." Weird. Creepy, yes, but my youngest son says some weird shit sometimes, so I tucked him back into bed and I told myself that ghosts are not real and maybe his brother let him watch a scary movie. But then, I realized 2 nights later what was happening. My parents aren't the ones that I'm afraid of. Whatever's out there is using them, because that night, I finally saw it. I was checking the locks on the front door when I looked through the peephole. Standing at the end of the driveway was a figure that looked just like my father from behind. The same slouch, the same jacket. I almost opened the door. I almost screamed out for him. But then the figure turned around. It didn't have a face. It was just a smooth, pale surface, like a thumbprint of skin where features should be. It started to speak. But the voice didn't come from its mouth. It came from the trees, the air, from inside my own head. It was my mother's voice screaming my name in absolute agony, pleading for me to open the door because it was catching her. But as the voice screamed, I felt a sudden, inexplicable warmth on my shoulders. It felt like 2 sets of hands, solid and real, pressing down on me, holding me back from the door. I heard a faint, different sound, a real sound, the distinct jingle of my dad's old keychain and the scent of my mom's specific floral perfume. It was faint, but it was there, anchored in the hallway behind me. They weren't the things outside. They were the ones trying to keep me from opening the latch. The thing outside isn't my family. It's a mimic, something that sifts through your head and pulls out the people you miss the most to make you lower your guard. It's been circling the house every night since. It stands under the oak tree, and it weeps in my mother's voice. Then it bangs on the siding with my father's heavy-handed knock. Last night, it got closer. I was in the bathroom, and the mirror fogged up from the shower. A finger traced a message in the steam. I thought it was the mimic, but the handwriting was my mother's elegant, loopy script. It just said, "Do not listen, do not respond." Right now, I'm sitting on the sofa between my 2 boys. My teenager is asleep, but my 5-year-old is staring at the dark corner of the ceiling. He told me earlier that Grandpa is standing over us with a flashlight, and Grandma is blocking the vents. I can't see them, but I can feel the air in the house getting tighter, heavier, as if they are bracing themselves against the wall. Because outside, something is scratching at the chimney. It had started calling the boys by their names in a voice that sounds exactly like mine. Now, this story is scary to me, and I did ask the submitter where they lived, or rather how long they lived there. They did say they lived in Michigan, and they said that they lived in this house for a couple of years. And yes, they have had ghost experiences in the past, but not like constantly. And whatever it is has not gotten inside. But aside from that, everything's still out in the open, but I want to know what you guys are thinking in the comments. To be honest, I'm not sure what it is. I'm not even sure if this is truly a mimic. I've read a lot of stories with mimics. They all have similarities, but this, to me, seems like something different. I'm not sure if it's demonic. I'm not sure if it's a ghost. I'm not sure if it's a mimic. I do think there might be something on the land because the submitter is talking about how she can hear whatever this thing is in the environment and that whatever it is outside is trying to get in. But it could very well be that the land is also cursed or haunted on its own. I have read stories where a piece of land can be dormant for ages, and then there can be something that comes and wakes something up. I just don't know what that something would be in this story. So I really want to know what you guys are thinking. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this story. If you can help our submitter out, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, just be polite, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Okay, this is the point of the video where I'm about to talk, okay? There's a timestamp. There's also a link to take you to TikTok. You just copy the link and it'll take you directly to the creator's account, okay? Timestamp. I was just like, wait a second. Who just touched your shoulders? I was ready to fight, and then it was just like, oh, it's her mom. And I was like, oh, okay. That could have been, I feel like, honestly, it was her mom that was in the boy's room because something else was trying to get to the boy, the hat man probably, and the mom was there to be like, okay, we're good. I got the baby. Because I feel like, you know, like I feel like that our loved ones that have gone on can come back as guardian angels and just protect us, like come back when needed and stuff, you know, just extra protection, like, okay, we got you, you know. I feel like that. But whatever was outside needs to stay out there by itself, because that's really wild. Let's talk about, I was going to go out to see if somebody was walking. It sounds like you're a single mother. It's just you and your boys. See, this is when you have that teenager and you raise him to be a man, like a manly man, like I'm gonna get done. I'm protecting everyone. Like I don't care what comes, you know, a godly man like that. Like I can protect you against anything and everything. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe, not even maybe, she needs God, honey. She needs God, and she has her ancestors protecting her. I just feel like she should not go out that door, because that would be real wild to look out your people. We don't even got a people. That's how serious it is. Like, no, forget that, or that's wily. You have to announce yourself, let people know that you coming over for somebody, because I ain't gonna open the door unless I know who outside. So, but that's real wild that it decided to present itself and then turn around. I would be like, oh, you had the audacity to turn around. That's hilarious. You talk about, oh, I was going to open the door. No. I feel like my ancestors know to not come to me in the presence, like while I'm awake. When I'm asleep all day, my ancestors, but you know not to present yourself, because I would be like, oh hell no. I don't care about it. Is you don't you ain't supposed to be here. Don't show yourself in other ways, like a butterfly. Like things I know supposed to be here. Hey, hi. So yeah, friend, no. I would say pray, of course. Pray and cleanse the house. Make sure it stays covered, because like she said, it felt tight because her ancestors was keeping them out. So that's great. That's great right there. You got some people on your back, honey. Got your back. Because, girl, whatever that was, we don't want to deal with that.
I was 16, sitting on my couch, watching TV. Phone rings in the kitchen. It was one of the cordless landlines. You remember those? I ignore it. Stops ringing. Rings again. Annoys my sister, I guess, because she goes into the kitchen, grabs the phone, picks it up, comes into the living room where I'm at, sitting on the couch. She says that my friend wanted to talk to me, asked for me, hands me the phone. I take it. Silence. Hello? Nothing. Weird. I hang up, set the phone down, keep watching TV. 20 minutes pass. Phone rings. Pick it up. But this time, I hear people talking. People. Two. And I'm listening to this, and I'm like, I feel like I'm eavesdropping. I feel like somebody butt dialed me, and now I'm just listening to this conversation. But you know me, I'm being a little bit devious, and I'm being real quiet, and I'm listening to it, trying to pick up on what it is they're saying. And it's just like them talking about a coworker, so like two women. And I feel like I recognize the voices, but whatever. Eventually, I kind of get bored, and I'm just like, hello? Instantly hangs up. Okay, whatever. Set the phone down. Go back to watching TV. Another 20 minutes pass. My mom gets home. She comes into the living room where the door to the outside is, and my sister wanted to talk to her about something. So she goes in, they start talking, and I'm just sitting there watching TV. And they say something that just reminds us, I'm just like, what is this? And then I notice, I've heard this conversation before. 20 minutes ago, on the phone. So I look at him, and I tell him that, and they both stop and turn toward me. And my sister says, "You too?" Apparently, this had been happening to them for months. The phone would ring. It would either be no one, or it would be someone talking. And then later, that conversation would happen. And then it stopped happening.
This reminds me of deja vu. And you know that people be like, oh, deja vu is not real. And I be like, what do you mean it's not real? I think a deja vu is you are in the right place at the right time. Like it was bound to happen. At every parallel, this was going to happen. And you're aligned. You're on the right path. That's why I think of deja vu. But a lot of people are just like, no, it's not even a thing. It's not even real. And I'm just like, oh, it feels very real. Like literally when deja vu. I can't even say it right now. I can't right now. It's probably the sickness. Anyway, when it happens to me, it's literally like I'm literally transported into the scene. Like I'm there. And when it happens, I just sit and watch. And I'm just like, yo, this is about to happen. Yeah, this just happened. Like, that's how my deja vu is. I know what's about to happen. And I think in my head, oh, this is about to happen. Yeah, this is about to happen. And I'll be like, if people are around me, I'm like, you about to say this. They'd be like, I was just thinking that. Because you was about to say it. I know you was. Like, that's how I'm just like, how is it not real? If I could literally be like, oh, scene by scene, what's going on. That's what that feels like it seems like. But with the phone, that would be really freaking cool. If it's like, it's your family. It's you and your family. That would be creepy, but really cool if it's you know the people. That's crazy. The family had been going through that and just didn't let him know. Like he had to experience it and then say something. Like that's crazy. I would not like that. Like an occurrence, like something magical occurrence happening with my family and they don't let me in on it. I'd be like, wow. Is this what we're doing? Is this this is the talk of the land? And I'm not included in the conversation? When he came on, I heard his voice. I felt like one of those aunties. Like Bam. Y'all remember Bam from the Tyler Perry shows? Be like, yay! Hey, sexy, hi! That's what I felt like, because that's what his voice does to me. I was like, yes! But yeah, that's pretty cool. And I would be a little hurt that no one shared this occurrence with me. It's weird that it just stopped. I guess everyone in the house had to realize it was happening and it stopped. Because sometimes my deja vu, I cannot say the word today. It just stops. Like I haven't had it in a minute, I don't think. Not that I can remember. Like usually I can remember. Like, oh, I remember that happened. But lately I haven't had it. So, you know, it's just like, ooh. But I'm aligned. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel good. I feel good about life. Yeah. But yeah, that was weird, but cool.
Let's read another scary story that was sent to us. This one comes all the way from Auckland, New Zealand. I have a dog named Luna. She is extremely sensitive to noises and is also very sensitive to paranormal activity. We went hiking in a rural part of New Zealand last year in June. It was winter and pretty cold. In addition to Luna and me, my boyfriend, who we'll call Henry, tagged along too. We set off to the hiking trail around 2 p.m. As you know, in winter, the sun sets faster. Around 6 p.m., we finished our hike. It was dark and the trees surrounded us. As we were turning back down the trail, Luna started barking loudly, what she always did when she sensed or heard something amiss. Henry and I ignored it at first and asked Luna to calm down, but she started barking even louder. I knew Luna was serious, so I stopped Henry and told him that we should stay here for a little while longer. But Henry was adamant on leaving. After trying to persuade him for a while, he finally gave in and agreed to stay for a while longer. By this point, it was pitch black and we could barely see a thing except the stars in the sky. Henry was getting fed up and forced me to leave. Luna seemed to have calmed down a bit and was drifting off, so we got up and started walking toward the trail. As we walked for a bit, the atmosphere started feeling a little off. We could see the stars before we started walking, but now it was actually pitch black. I couldn't see my feet. I could tell Henry was getting uncomfortable and jumpy. We stopped to catch our breath for a second. I shined my phone's flashlight, and the path lit up for a brief second before my phone's flashlight turned off. I tried to turn my phone's flashlight on again, but it didn't work. At this point, we were getting jumpy and nervous. Luna seemed to be knocked out cold. It was also getting extremely chilly. We tried to feel around for trees, but the path felt oddly empty. As we rested, we suddenly heard a whining noise in the distance, followed by a loud, screeching scream. And then the weirdest thing happened. At that moment, a flash blinded me, and I found myself laying on the road outside my house. The street was brightly lit, and I heard laughter coming from my neighbor's house. Henry was lying beside me, knocked out. Luna was cuddled in my arms, peacefully sleeping. I was scared out of my wits as I tried to process what happened. How did I just end up in the middle of the road outside my house? I was just in the woods seconds ago. Fast forward to this year, Henry and I still talk about this. It was honestly the weirdest and most disturbing experience of my life. No one believed us, but honestly, if someone told me this, I would roll my eyes too. Are y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Alien abduction. I think that was aliens. That was a freaky story, but I'm so glad that the person who sent me this, their boyfriend, and Luna are all safe. But I do think that maybe they were abducted by aliens.
That's immediately when I thought. She said, flash a light, I was like, girl, you just got abducted. You just got adopted. I'm sorry that had to happen to you. And it's crazy because, you know, they wipe your mind. Well, that's what they say. They say they wipe your mind so you don't remember and you end up somewhere. And you end up where you're supposed to be, where you was going. So I don't know if they have that conversation with you, like, where was you going? Or they just know, or they just been watching you. Like, that thought alone is just creepy. That's crazy. Because it's like, I definitely know her boyfriend was scared. That's why he was like, let's just keep on going. Let's keep on going. It's just like, no. Dog is saying danger is that way. But that's crazy when that's the only way you can go. Like, that's the only exit. It's like, what are you about to walk into? It's crazy. Like, I understand what she was like, okay, maybe we should wait. But it's just like, wait for what? Like, you gonna have to face this. Let's make a plan because we're going through this. The fact that the lights wasn't working too is just like, okay. So your light just randomly stopped working. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No, friend. I know. What can you do then? Like, just pray. That's all you can do, boo. That's all you can do. I feel like prayer will make aliens go away. I haven't heard about prayer and aliens. I don't think I have. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta rely on God right there. Like, cause like, if you can't see, and I've been in darkness like that. Like, I grew up in the country, so darkness is just like, darkness. You know darkness where it's so dark that you feel like you see stuff, but you're not seeing anything. That's how dark it is. So that would be scary to be outside of your house in the wilderness and it's that dark. And your dog is hearing stuff. They had to put that dog to sleep. Y'all notice that dog was asleep the whole time. They knew what they was doing.
Do you guys want to hear a scary story? If you've been following me for a while, you know my lore is I tell a lot of very true scary stories based on a house I used to babysit for. There are two girls in this home named Luna and Aura. Well, that's what I call them. They're fake names for their own privacy. Luna is actually growing up very fast now. And I got in contact with her about the hauntings, and she found my TikTok. And she saw my most recent TikTok talking about the time I had sleep paralysis in their home. And she gave me a story to tell you guys of her own sleep paralysis experience she had the most recently. So Luna said that she was staying the night at a friend's house, and this happened to her about a year ago. And she was staying at a friend's house, and they were having fun, like everything was normal, everything was fine, nothing out of the ordinary. She said she had very few experiences since her family moved out of the house. She said there were less and less experiences over time. She started going to church, and she started finding herself, you know. She said they definitely went down, and she didn't see Pete, her imaginary friend, really much at all. But this specific time, she was staying at a friend's house, and she said they were playing games and watching movies, just young teenage girl stuff, right? And she told me she had actually had sleep paralysis before. Like, she's had it before, but this was one of her scariest times that she remembers. So she said they all finally fell asleep. She said that they were watching Confessions of a Shopaholic. I don't know if anyone remembers that movie. I was kind of surprised when she told me that, because it's like, that movie came out when I was still a kid. I think it was like 2008, 2009. Anyways, regardless of the story, they fell asleep watching that movie. She wakes up at some point, right? Like, everyone fell asleep, and she said that she heard a very jarring sound, and it sounded like very strong, prominent white noise. And she went to look around, and she realized she couldn't move, but her eyes were open. So she looks over at the TV, and it is just a black screen, like the TV's off, right? But there's white noise playing from it, like extremely loud. She said it was extremely abnormal. Like, there's no way the other girls would have slept through this because it was so loud. And she was confused on what was happening. She didn't know what time it was. She didn't know why she couldn't move. She didn't know why her friends, like, weren't waking up too. Then she said a small light comes on, like, from the way she described it to me, basically. Like, she's, you know, laying down, TV's in front of her. And then from behind her, a light turns on. From that light turning on, she can now see a slight reflection in the TV. And she said she saw the reflection of something standing right behind her. And she started to hear something growling. And this is kind of mentioned in one of my story times. I don't know if you remember this, guys. The imaginary friend, the demon that used to follow her, used to drool on her. I witnessed this happen to her one time, would drool on her hand out of nowhere. And it was definitely saliva. And it was no one else's, it wasn't hers, it wasn't anybody's. So this was a common thing this poor girl went through. This demon used to salivate for her. And she said, all of a sudden, she's like looking up, and she sees this thing, like the shadow of it coming closer. So she closes her eyes, and then she just hears a bunch of weird sounds in her, like, in her ear. And she feels something wet hit her forehead. And then she heard a really, really deep laugh. And she said at this point she starts freaking out. She didn't want to open her eyes back up. Like, she was terrified. She knew she was having sleep paralysis. God, poor girl, she's so young. And so young still. Anyways, I guess she finally breaks out of it. And when she's like screaming and she actually wakes up, her friends are standing over her, and they're very confused. And Confessions of a Shopaholic was still on. So I don't know if this was a lucid dream. I don't know what it was, but oh my God. She said she felt like she blacked out and went to like an alternate universe. She asked for everybody's opinions on this. So if anyone has opinions, drop them below. She'll be reading the comments. So be nice to this girl. I swear to God. You better be nice to Luna. I'm crazy. I still try to protect this girl with all of my heart, so be nice. But that is a scary story for the day. What do you guys think? Bye.
I am wrecking my brain trying to figure this out, bro. Maybe, because I've done this where I feel like I was be watching TV or doing something, and I'd be so tired that I'll fall asleep in like a whole like 8 hours in my head. Whole 8 hours. Think I'm asleep for 8 hours. Think have played out of me at like falling asleep on the couch, walking to my bedroom and going to sleep for the night, and having dreams, seeing my dreams, like, and then wake up and it's only been like 5 minutes and I was on the couch. Like, I just fell asleep for a second and the whole 8 hours passed, like my whole world. That's why I was thinking it was. I also thought, was she, you know, spazzing out or having a seizure or anything? It's like, okay, you're standing over her, but you're not waking her up. Something alarmed you, but what? Like, I don't know. really interesting. And it would be interesting the thought of she fell asleep, like she actually lived through the shopaholic movie ended and they went to bed, and then she like time traveled back. That's interesting. Wow, that would be cool. That would be cool. Scary everything that happened in between, because I feel like maybe he was trying to make a present. Maybe something in that house or something occurred in that night that opened up the door for him to come back. Maybe. I'm just glad that they found God and everything got figured out and they, moved out. I'm so glad they moved out. So glad they found God. So glad that it stopped happening, but that is scary. I was just thinking about it. I have never had sleep paralysis anywhere but my house. Comment below if you've ever had experienced sleep paralysis anywhere but your house. Whoa, just lied. I have. I remember having sleep paralysis at my sister's dad's house. I remember that. I used to have sleep paralysis a lot. So yeah, that was a straight up lie. I had to think about it. As soon as I said the word after the period, I was just like, girl, you lying. Like the memory was like, phew. But I guess maybe nowhere haven't spent time at. Like if I went over a friend's house, I wouldn't have sleep paralysis. If I ever went to a sleepover, we camped a lot. Never had sleep paralysis while we were in the woods. So yeah, maybe that's interesting. Maybe that's something to look into or something. But that's crazy. I hate that she had to experience that. It's crazy how the white noise, but now that I think about it, the sleep paralysis I just had was white noise. Even though I knew the TV was going and I knew what was playing, for a second it was just like I wasn't hearing the TV. It wasn't playing what I knew it was playing. Like I wasn't hearing that. So maybe that's a thing. I don't know. That was weird, and I hate that she had to experience that, and especially seeing whatever was behind her. I'm the type of person, I want to see it. I have to see it. It's like with it, when it first came out, everybody was like, you have to watch it to the end, because I was scared of it. I never watched it to the end. So I was like, you have to watch it to the end. You have to see it. And after like people telling me that, it was just like, okay, if I'm scared of something, I have to see it. I have to see it for myself. I have to see it all the way through. So yeah. Girl, thank you so much for watching this video with me, because it was a lot. It was scary. You noticed that the baby's name was Luna, and the story before the puppy name was Luna? Coincidence? Maybe not, honey. Maybe not. But yeah, no, friend. Thank you for watching this video. Like this video. Follow all the creators. Join the membership. And subscribe.